before I start a new imaging processing session, one of the things I do is import all my files that I captured from the previous nights, and I bring them into a structured folder that I've already have set up. Now I've created a template folder so that I don't have to do this each and every time, and rather than recreate that each and every time, I just copy this blank template folder and then rename it. So let's do that. Let's say that I'm going to process a new image, and we'll just, for the sake of this demo, we'll just call it delete, because then I'll delete it later on. And we're going to process an image called delete, and in there then I would save all my flats, all my light frames, and my dark frames, and my bias frames as well. The only reason I don't have dark and bias is because they are saved in a library elsewhere that I import for each and every session. But if you have darks and biases that are unique to this imaging session, then you should also save those in their own folders. In the processing folder, I have all the steps that you take when you're processing an image. The majority of these folders are for pre-processing, and then a couple are for post-processing. When I do set up a project in PixInsight, I will save it in the project folder that's located here. Alright, so let's open up PixInsight, which you see here, and it is completely blank template. I have provided the process icons that I use. So rather than load process icons each and every time when you start a session, one thing that would also save time is if you save a blank PixInsight project with all those icons already loaded. And then every time you sit down to do a new session, you can then just load that blank project, save it to where you're processing all your images, and then go. And it's a real big time saver. So let me show you how to first load the process icons. This is the only time that you have to do this. After this, you'll load the blank project. But you go to process, process icons, load process icons, and browse to the file that I sent, which is called default icons, and open that. And what you'll see is on the right hand side, all the icons, frequently used icons that I use, they're not all of them, but all the ones that I use frequently are there, and they're in a specific order that is logical for processing images. The first column that you see here is for pre-processing, and then all the icons that you see here on the right hand side are for post-processing. Now once you've loaded those process icons, you can save this project, an empty blank project, as a template project, and then when you start a new image processing session, you can use that blank template and save a lot of time. So you go to Save Project, browse to a location where you want to have your template project located, which I just save it here at my pictures folder, and call it that. Call it blank project, which I did here, and say OK. And now you have a blank project loaded. So the next time that you want to start processing image, you just load that blank project up and then save it to a location wherever you're going to be processing your images.